mean by coach road? Why do you ask, Eli?
A bitter night, Excellency. I'm concerned with the safety of travel.
The storm is dying and travel is quite safe. Do you plan a journey?
My son and his grandfather. They leave within the hour.
Oh, yes, your oldest boy. August, is it not?
Right.
Are they going far?
To America.
Indeed. New York? Philadelphia?
Milwaukee. A village on the shore of a great lake. My wife's brother has a business there. A brewery.
Can you understand what that says?
I can read the birds.
Ah, but understanding is important. Your father carved them there because in our family they have a special meaning. They mean, well, many times in your life, you will seem to be in the darkness, searching for light. You will have to struggle to find them. Struggle hard. Whatever you do, it must always be your best. Always to struggle toward the light. You will remember?
Yeah.
Good.
Come, my boy. The coach will be here and you must be ready.
Oh, yeah.
Now, wait a minute. I've got a present for you. Here.
Oh, thank you, Father.
Now, run along.
August, he is so happy going to America.
A little boy and an old man, and a simple belief. High adventure and danger lay ahead. They would be shipwrecked, almost lost at sea. Then across half a continent by wagon, by canal barge, and by paddle wheeler to a dot on the map called Milwaukee.
You must be young August, eh?
Yeah.
Good. I'm sorry I wasn't here to welcome you and your grandfather. A matter of business, you understand.
You work for my uncle?
Oh, yes. I'm Joseph. I keep the books. You're writing a letter?
To my father. I promised him I'd write every week.
Good. You'll have many things to write about.
And next year, we shall have an underground storage vault. The first in Milwaukee.
Oh, that's good, August.
Well, I see you two have already become acquainted. Father, I want you to meet my bookkeeper and very good ride-on. This is Joseph Schlitz.
I'm honored, sir.
Uncle August, you're down for my birthday party.
I haven't missed one since you've been here. I don't see why I should start now.
I was just going to bring a piece of my birthday cake up to your room.
I'll have it here.
We all will. And right now, too. August, you must make a wish and blow out the candles and cut the cake.
I'm a very lucky man.
You're a brave man, or you wouldn't have come down to the party.
The doctor doesn't give me much hope that I'll see another one.
Now, August, don't say that.
It's true. But I find comfort in knowing that Anna and August have a great benefactor in you. And also that the business I built will be managed by my dear friend Joseph Schlitz.
My dear father, my heart is almost too sad to write. First Grandfather Krug, now Uncle August. It was Uncle's last wish that his trusted friend, Joseph Schlitz, take over the management of the company. It's hard to find the words.
I know, boy, I know. He was a good and kindly man. Well, now, do you remember what your uncle used to call me?
His very good right arm.
Just so. Now then, in the years to come, you must become my very good right arm. And you must give me your best.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you do, it must be your very best. Always to struggle toward the light.
Well, August, it's too bad you won't be here to greet your brother Alfred when he arrives tomorrow.
Yes, I know, and I hate not being here. But I have engagements in Chicago that I cannot break. Greet him warmly for me, Joseph. Goodbye.
Goodbye, August. Good luck.
Going to be with us long, Mr. Eline?
Just a few days. Fire?
Nothing much. Over into Coven Street. Here tell they blame it on a cow.
A cow.
Mrs. O'Leary's cow. Kicked over a lantern in the barn.
You know what it'd go good about now? A good big bucket of cold beer.
Don't be funny. I'm getting so sick of drinking that stale water out of those tank cars, Frank.
Yes, sir. Nothing like a good long drink of cool beer.
Quit joking.
Hey, that is beer. Beer? Beer? Where'd you get it? Well, they're shipping it in from Milwaukee. Oh, that is good. Beer, come on, let me have some.
I never got any beer that good back east. Who makes it? What's it called?
Don't know. Just beer from Milwaukee.
Man, I'm going to find out. This could really put Milwaukee on the map.
When the men who rebuilt Chicago returned to their homes, they carried with them the praise of the beer that made Milwaukee famous. By 1875, the name of Schlitz was known all over the country. That same year, on a certain evening, Joseph Schlitz and the Eline brothers were gathered in August's home.
You have a wonderful family, August. Emily is a fine wife. You have strong, healthy children. You're a lucky man.
And that's what you've been trying to tell me all evening, Joseph? Come now, what's really on your mind?
I want your brothers to hear this, too. Henry? Alfred? If you will, please. Gentlemen, I'll get right to the point. I'm sailing for Europe next week. Business and pleasure. And while I'm gone, August, I'm turning the management of the company over to you. For once, he's speechless.
Congratulations, August.
Today, the name of Schlitz is known from coast to coast. Tomorrow, who knows?
Tomorrow, possibly the world.
With full confidence in his associates and in the future, Joseph embarked upon his voyage aboard the steamship Frederick Schiller.
Oh, Mr. Eline. I didn't know it was you.
Hello, Frank. I was just...
Yeah, yes, sir. We all feel awful. I mean, about Mr. Schlitz.
Yes, I know.
So much alive, so much everything. And now?
He left us a great name, Frank.
August Eline accepted the responsibility of that name during the years that followed, together with his brothers, united in a simple belief and a stern family tradition of excellence.
We have never solved the most vexing problem in brewing, nor has anyone else. We must find a way to control uniformity, and that means the absolute control of the yeast itself.
I believe we may have the answer to that. Hey, Brother William?
Yes. I recently received a letter, and it seems a certain Professor Hansen, a Danish fellow, Emil Christian Hansen, has discovered the secret of controllable yeast culture.
We must act quickly. We must have this for Schlitz first. What are you all laughing at?
Within the hour after William first received that letter yesterday, he booked passage on the first ship to Denmark.
Good. Good. Now, the entire world shall be our marketplace.
Even before Professor Hansen's discovery became generally known, his method of yeast culture was being used in the making of Schlitz. Here was scientific control that August Eline needed to challenge the world market. Schlitz had made Milwaukee famous as the beer capital of the world, and August Eline was determined his city should be equally celebrated as a center of culture. To Schlitz Park, he brought the most famous of American and European singers and concert musicians. To Milwaukee's Alhambra Theater came all the great entertainers of the American stage. At the Palm Garden, the joy of good living, Gemütlichkeit, American style.
You know, sometimes I can't understand August. There are excellent properties for sale right in downtown Milwaukee. Well, why does he tie up good money in those fields of daisies out in the country?
I told you why. Does he really believe that Milwaukee will grow to 200,000 or 300,000 and Chicago will grow to millions? Wait 10 years. Or 20.
August Eline was a man with faith in the future of a growing America, and he had courage to face an unhappy present. In 1893, a year of deep depression.
What is it?
The Second Ward Bank. There's a run-on. The people are afraid they'll lose their money. If the bank should fail...
Fear does terrible things to people. Henry, please ask Martin to bring my buggy around.
You think he can get there in time?
This horse harvester holds the world's record for the mile. He'll get there in time.
Would you excuse me, please? Good morning, Henry. Here's the Schlitz deposit for today. Well, I see you're doing a brisk business.
Hey, that's August Eline. I know. How about that, Stell?
Well, I guess if the bank's good enough for him, it's good enough for us.
Mother was a wonderful person, wasn't she, Father?
She was a fine woman, Paula.
You must miss her very much.
Yes. But I have you and the boys, Ida, Tekla, and their fine families.
That's a good one of Irwin. Was that taken at Cornell when he was studying law?
No, I think that was taken at Copenhagen when he was studying brewing over there.
Is there anything Irwin hasn't studied?
The old ways aren't good enough anymore, Paula. Real education is the only preparation for big responsibilities. Education in brewing, yes. But education in law, chemistry, business administration, all of it. This is the 20th century, Paula.
I know. But I'll tell you a secret. He'd much prefer to take his place here with you.
And I'll tell you a secret. That's exactly what he's going to do. Just as soon as he and you and I return from Europe.
Oh, Father.
Hello, boys.
Hello, Father.
Hello, fellas.
Well, Robert, what do we have here?
Joe, what is all this?
You'll find out.
Wine bottles?
Colored wine bottle.
Really, Irwin?
We have all known that light affects the taste of beer. And we've been thinking that if colored glass will protect wine from light, why can't it protect beer? It'll mean longer life, better flavor, a lot of advantages.
But it would also mean scrapping all of our present bottles.
It's a great idea. And well worth it. Congratulations. By all means, go ahead with it.
Very
Thank
good,
you,
sir.
Father.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be glad to work with you, Robert. I do have a knowledge of chemistry, and for the summer I'm free.
Oh, no, my dear brother. That's what you think.
In 1911, August returned to Europe to visit well-remembered and well-beloved places. Perhaps at this moment, he knew that he would never return to America. And within a week, he would be reunited with his beloved Emily. Yet, in a larger sense, there was no change in leadership. The Uihlein family carried on in the same proud tradition of devotion to constantly ascending standards of quality. Bottles of brown glass had proved best in protecting the delicate flavor of beer. Here was Schlitz pioneering, which would lead the industry, but not without a fight. With Schlitz standing alone, battling the issue in the public press and in taverns across the country.
All this uproar is a lot of nonsense. Brown bottles, clear bottles, who cares? You say there'll be a difference just on account of the light, but you work for Schlitz.
All right, you be the judge. You or any of these gentlemen.
All right, time's up. Let's open them up.
Yeah, let's have no doubt about this. Come on, Herman. What's the verdict?
Well, what do you know? And I thought this was just a lot of advertising talk. Well, I'm sold. And let me tell you, this can mean a big thing for Schlitz.
It is already.
Make mine Schlitz in the brown bottle.
Make mine Schlitz in the brown bottle. Sales rose, and with the passing years, competitors, one after another, were forced to follow. But ahead lay disaster against which there was no defense. Prohibition, which was to bring in an era of crime and corruption, achieved overnight what no competition had been able to do in nearly 3/4 of a century. But even at a time when most of the sprawling buildings were silent and empty, one office was alight day after day and far into the night. Prohibition still gripped the industry, yet here the leaders of Schlitz were considering plans to rebuild almost literally from the ground up.
I have every faith the American people will demand the return of beer. And when that time comes, Schlitz must be ready.
Faith we can afford, that's free. But what you're proposing is in terms of millions of dollars, many millions. Would you have Schlitz go into debt to finance this gamble on faith?
Many years ago, August Uihlein amused some of his friends by investing in fields of daisies. They were bought on faith and judgment, which time has proved very, very wise. So much so that if we agree Irwin's plan is sound, we can pay our way. You might say, with daisies. So the only question is, do we agree?
Father would have.
Yes, he would. And I say, let's go. All the way.
Then we agree?
Agreed.
The decision was made to gamble on faith in the American people. New buildings would be erected and equipped, designed by Schlitz's own people to Schlitz ideals, putting the company many years ahead of the industry. And it was a venture undertaken none too soon. Thus began a new era at Schlitz. These were busy years, years of building, expanding facilities to keep pace with demand, which mounted by millions of barrels. Then came World War II, and soon Schlitz faced another challenging problem. With every fourth case consigned for our armed forces overseas, and a further large part of production earmarked for the armed forces in this country, inevitably, there were shortages on the civilian front.
Well, as we know, some of our competitors, by using certain substitutes instead of premium grains, are able to satisfy their markets, while Schlitz...
Stop right there. I'm sure it's not your intention to suggest that we resort to substitutes. It wouldn't be honorable. And it wouldn't be Schlitz. You can't make Schlitz with substitutes.
And when Schlitz laid the plain facts before the ultimate customers, you and me and all of us, we understood. Sure, we groused a little, but we had to respect their integrity. The result, when Milwaukee turned out to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the company, Schlitz was first choice in all the world, and still growing, still setting ever higher standards for the entire industry. Through the years that followed, Schlitz facilities were expanded across the country. In New York to serve the East Coast and export around the world. In Los Angeles to serve the West Coast. In Kansas City to serve the heartland of America. In Tampa to serve the great Southeast.
Very handsome, Bob, but
what, Uncle Irwin?
I'm not sure exactly. I have the feeling it makes us appear very vast and rather impersonal. And that isn't true. This is probably the most personal business there is.
That's very true, Uncle Irwin, but how are you going to capture that spirit in a printed brochure?
I don't suppose it's possible. But out in the plant, you can feel it. You can see it in the attitudes of our people, each day in some way, trying to better yesterday's best. You can hear it in the little remarks and comments by visitors.
Well, I've heard of places so clean you could eat off the floor, but here you really could.
Water's got to be sparkling clear and match up exactly with every other Schlitz brewery. How fussy can you be? 6 million bushels of barley. Why, that's the total production of 250,000 acres. Just so they can age it longer and let it mellow. Imagine that.
I have seen the most famous breweries in Europe, but nowhere such loving care of the hops. Personally selected, perfect blossoms.
You never saw such refrigeration equipment. They tell me they could supply half the city of Milwaukee.
1,000 barrels of beer in every one of those glass-lined tanks, just lying there aging. Schlitz always has enough aged beer on hand to pour better than 6 glasses for every grown-up in America.
Imagine searching through hundreds, maybe thousands of yeast cells for the one most perfect to develop into a family big enough for a whole batch of beer.
Now, there's a job after my own heart. But I don't know. They say it takes a lifetime of experience to even qualify for this job. And I believe it.
You know, when my kids ask me what I do, I just say, you can tell folks your dad's got the most important job in the entire Schlitz plant. Come to think of it, that's about right.
Schlitz always has been, always will be. A business founded upon people. People with pride in their crafts. This has to be so, because no other industry comes so close to being a fine art. Certainly no other so closely identified with companionship, good fellowship. That was the spirit behind the park and the old palm garden.
Very true. In a way, it's too bad they had to be outgrown by changing times.
Schlitz Park gone. By Bob, today that spirit is part of everyday living. These are the doers of the world. These are the people who know the real joy of relaxing after work well done. And if these be the people who will lead tomorrow's world, then the world is in good hands. But this is not a new idea. It goes back a long way, to another place and another time.
Yes, to another place and another time. To a little boy and a simple creed. The determination always to struggle toward the light, and that a man's work must always reflect the best that is in him.